audience and all that.
Streaming away.
Cool. Just give it a second to update because we're currently hosting Timac. It'll switch back over to us. There we go, no longer hosting. Let me refresh. Hey, cool. So I do see your view. Quality is looking sharp as always. 1080p. Volume coming out nice.
I think so. I think so.
Hey, just gonna listen back for a sec. Yeah, this is good. Good, 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 good. So just wait a moment for people to trickle on in who want to join up on the festivities of watching you do some cool stuff with jackets. And yeah, we will get underway momentarily. I will refresh just so my stream chat is back up to date. Because I was watching the other, we were hosting somebody right before this. I think it was Timek, yes. Cool. Okay, well, let's get on with introductions. Hello and welcome everyone to Tuesday's Identity Developer Stream. Today we have Mark, our 2D graphic artist, on deck. Today he'll be working on more clothing. I believe we'll see him touching up some jackets. We might even be able to make it to skirts today. We will see. But how's it going, Mark?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Got ourselves some bomber jackets and a bunch of other different jackets.
Hey.
I did this one. Can show off some of these jackets here. This is the bomber jacket. So
Yeah, I think I posted, I forget who did it. It might have been Umut about a week or so ago. The male and female bomber jacket variants. Uh, and I suppose this is a different coloring of it, right? You've added textures and things like that.
yeah, no, we've showed off a bomber jacket. Maybe the leather one. Yeah.
This definitely looks different from what I showed off.
So this one's kind of this is like the girl's jacket, female jacket. So,
Nice,
so that's it. And then there's we got different versions, some colored versions.
nice. Oh wow, the blue. Yeah, I like the reflectiveness of the material there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a leather type of jacket.
Awesome. Sounds good. You're a little bit quiet, Mark, if you want to move your mic ball a bit closer to your mouth. Not
Sure,
too close, but
I can
thank you,
always
dude.
talk louder.
Excellent. Yeah, wow, I really like these designs because the one I posted, I think it was just a simple uniform color. Uh, Here, I'll find the tweet just for those curious. So the female bomber jacket one is right
It
here.
might have been a leather jacket at one point. Just straight up black jacket.
Yeah, okay.
There's two versions now of maybe the one you're thinking of is this jacket here. It'll look like this one.
Let me wait for the stream to catch up. Uh, Ooh, man, that's really dark. No, I think it was different too. We might just have different types of it, honestly. Or you've touched it up to the point where it looks
Well, this is
considerably
like
different.
the leather, more of
Okay,
the.
leather.
This is more of like the
Oh, that
leather
looks cool.
biker jacket type of type of jacket, and then this one's more of a this is like high school
A high school bummer.
bomber jacket.
Yeah, I hear you. Interesting. Cool. Yeah,
And
so speak.
then those are done, but now I'm gonna move on to this other jacket, quilted flannel jacket.
eh,
So I'll do that while you guys do your
Yeah.
Q&A.
I like that design. But yeah, speaking of clothing and tweets, we did post some new media today. More of Umat's work. He did, I believe, a cruiser jacket and a winter one. I'll throw that into the chat here if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, other than that, for housekeeping items, we are down to one more task on the task tracker, and I've been told that the tracker's final task involves the housing system. It's one of the things that was described in the previous deblog that was posted earlier in the month. And the housing component of Town Square is arguably one of the most like comprehensive systems within the module, and we've been really touting its features since the Identity Insider in Housing that released a long time ago. And debugging it entirely and getting it to work correctly with the new UI has been fairly time consuming. Each bug fix requires our programmers to run through a majority of the system again to make sure that everything is working perfectly and correctly. And sometimes arriving at the proper solution for a bug can be a fairly intensive process in and of itself. But let it be known that these guys are working diligently on getting this last task done because we want it done as badly as you guys do. It's super exciting to be this close, and I can't wait to actually be able to play Town Square with you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun hanging out with the community and being able to see what sort of cool user-generated content people come up with in terms of how their apartments look, what they submit to the art gallery, the Hack Me sign, the graffiti wall, the books. You know, there's a lot of ways to express yourself in Town Square. It's going to be very, very cool and exciting to see. And there's Cyber, well, one of the guys working on the housing system right now in the chat. He's compiling something. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, it's a big system. This man can definitely attest to that, and he's doing a great job. Um, but yeah, it's just super exciting. Any news that I hear about, when we can give an ETA, I will definitely let you guys know. But for now, we're just waiting on everyone working on this final task. I shouldn't even say waiting. We're all contributing, and like all of the programmers are hard at work trying to get this last one done. The artists, of course, all of the integral systems and things like that required for Town Square on the art side of things. That's been done for a while, but of course, we're going to keep making content that we can add in later because Town Square will be updated over time. We'll be adding things in, for example, not just server related, but we want to get the shooting gallery open in the basement of the police station at some point. We want to get pool playable, like shooting some billiards. So that'll be fun. So over time, we'll add in more features you guys can test out and play around with. So, but yeah, it's going good. Um, oh wow, I really like the way this is already looking, dude.
You like that color scheme?
Yeah, the white with the small like gray endpoints. That's actually pretty nice. Also the dark that you just applied. Oh, and of course, hello to the moderators for popping in the chat to help answer questions and keep things civil. I see you late. How's it going? These guys volunteer their free time to just help out Asylum, and it's excellent. I can't thank them enough. Uh, but yeah, the founders of Identity are super busy right now. I know John is in his office and Motown's doing a bunch of art-related stuff too, so they probably won't be able to swing by today, but I will definitely try and answer any questions that you guys have. If I can't, I'll pass them on to the devs when they're free, and I'll try and get an answer for you next stream. We also have a giant list of old Twitch clips. We haven't had too many new clips because of how the devs have been so busy, but still a really good area on the site to get information straight from the developers' mouths. I'll link that in. If you guys ever want to control F through that, it has some pretty cool conversations on police stuff, on on all sorts of things. Speaking of, well, tangentially related to police stuff, in the previous devlog, John did mention that he will be getting up another insider in the future. It will be on like criminal interactions and kind of like player versus player combat, like cartels. So that will be interesting to see. Not too sure when that'll be up, but he did say shortly. So that'll be nice to hear because we didn't really talk about a lot of the player versus player combat in the past. So should be nice to hear. In the previous gameplay stream, he also mentioned something about a video. Not too sure when we can expect that, but it's most likely what we'll have with our Steam page when that goes up. So basically, when we do complete all of the tasks on the task tracker, we'll get our coming soon page up on Steam. And we hope to have system specifications up on there along with some sort of video showing off details and features within Town Square. As you know, you would come to expect with any Steam page, they'll have media showing off the game and things like that. So that's most likely when you'll see the next sort of video thing from us. But yeah, very excited just to see that final task get nailed off there. Uh, the last thing is to address your question on BB shots. I mentioned it at the beginning, but I know I said it kind of early, but really it's the housing system is the final big thing. It's just a very comprehensive system. And I know every time I say that, Cyber almost has a heart attack because he's working on it. It's complicated, but he's doing a great job debugging it. And just because it's one of like the main features of Town Square, it's imperative that we make sure that it works correctly. We handle all the edge cases, and it's good to go for you guys. Sorry. But yeah, that's the big thing. That's the last thing, and it happens to be big, but it's because it's a extensive feature within the game, the apartments. Uh, Man, I just really like the like whoever modeled this jacket is just I have to thank him because it looks good. Like there's no other way to put it. And the color schemes you're applying, Mark, are very good. Like they complement it well. It'll be interesting to see what you do with the cyan blue variant. Or well, sky blue, it's not cyan, sorry. But yeah, apart from that, we're just working hard here in the office as per usual. It's a gloomy kind of day. We haven't had any rain forever, and now it's been like raining the past few days, so it's all dark and evil looking outside, but it's all good. The guys in here warm each other up with their positive spirits and things like that. It's actually the UI guy's birthday today, so we thanked him. We had a little nice lunch with him during our lunch hour. Arthur, youngest guy in Asylum. Uh, when's the next gameplay stream? That's a good question. I haven't really heard, like, it might just be when the Steam page goes up, you'll see some sort of video showing off the features of Town Square, or maybe we will have another gameplay stream before then. I don't know. I'll have to write that down and ask for you. So what? 1 second. Jay just hosted us. Thanks, dude. BB shots. You will get a Steam key, so it should be linked to your Steam. What'll happen is when the game is available on Steam, you'll be able to sign into our website, and you'll be able to sign in to your Steam account on our website while you're logged into your identity account, and that'll associate the accounts together, and you'll be given a key. So if you transfer PCs, you should still be good. Because that would not be fun if it was bound to the hardware. The last like system type thing I had that was, I think, I want to say I want to say the Nintendo Wii, but I think that the Wii U also bound purchases to the console, which is a little silly. It was always annoying re-downloading everything. But yeah, the bottom line is you'll be able to re-download it since it'll be on your Steam, which is good. Ooh, the new website, when we finally get that up, should have a gifting feature. So you should be able to actually buy purchases like items and things like that for other people. It will definitely come in handy for us too because we've done some raffles in the past. We've given away a few founder packages and even we did a VIP once, I think near Christmas, which was kind of crazy. Jade is the one that seems to orchestrate them and he ends up talking John and us into doing that. But for now, like it's just been database stuff, like manipulation, but having a gifting feature is going to be great because a lot of people have approached me saying, can I buy this for a friend and things like that, and it'll streamline the process all that much more easily. So yes, the new website will have a gifting feature when that goes up. Oh, in terms of how many servers we'll have, basically last time I checked with John, he said that if it gets to the point where people are trying to log on and it's just totally full, he will add more servers. But it won't just be one server. We're aiming to have about 50 people per server in Town Square. In the full game, our servers will be far bigger thanks to Spatial OS, Google Cloud, things like that. I almost want to buy one of these sweaters, Marker. I mean, I assume this is the female variant, but
Yeah. Yeah.
they do look nice. It's like an emerald green right now. In terms of getting into the specifics about the final task, uh, really, as far as I know, just with how extensive the housing system is and getting it to work correctly with UI and things like that, it is probably a question best left for Cyber, but he's such a busy guy that he might not even have time to detail it all. It's yeah, I'm not too sure about specifics, but I know that it's a complicated system because of how big it is. We've been since the identity housing insider video we did a long time ago. It's kind of like one of the main things about Town Square, and we need to make sure that it works correctly. But yeah, in terms of an ETA for how long the final task will take, it's really just dependent on how quickly we can implement the proper solutions to any bugs that pop up and just finish off the final amount of testing. Um, we don't really have any specific dates in mind in terms of like public stuff anyways. In terms of the new website, I haven't heard any updates about in terms of like the tech partner we were waiting on, listed way back in devblog 17. If I do hear any news, I'll definitely share it with you guys because the site will most likely be up before Town Square. We say this because it will have the feature that will allow you to link your Steam and identity account together, which will ultimately give you your key. If for whatever reason Town Square releases before the site, we would find another way to get you guys your keys. So don't worry about that. The site in no way holds up the progress of Town Square or vice versa. They're kind of independent things. Casinos. Let me look through my giant clip bag because I know that we have talked about casinos in the past. So here's one, just a general question about casinos and gambling. This is for you, so what? And then there's another one I asked back in, I think around January. The clip I just linked you was from October 19th. There might actually still be a, okay, there's not CSGO gameplay, but it's a very old stream. I'll get you something more recent. The question was, will there be gambling? What games are casino server owned? So I'm assuming that there will be. Not in Town Square, of course, but gambling games are kind of fun just in general. And I know they had in Altus Life, they had a lottery. So we might see something similar. But in terms of casinos, hopefully that has the information you're looking for because it's been a while since I watched those. Cool. Uh, oh, and I found one more clip just under gambling. I didn't know I had this category. I'll throw this in here too, and that's it for the clip spam by me. For now, anyways. Mark, Cyber suggested a Son Goku styled sweater with the gi or whatever it's called, the orange,
Orange and yellow?
something like that.
Orange and blue?
Orange, perhaps. Cyber's googling Goku's costume.
Orange and oh yeah, orange and blue.
Hey. Yeah, in the first module, the town square module, there won't be any cash because you won't need it. We'll be giving you guys stuff for free over time. Like we'll be updating the game with more stuff, and you'll be able to walk into like the furniture store. This is the example I always give. You'll be able to buy more things for your apartment for free. Just because we want you guys to be able to play around with as much stuff as we can get you, and more testing the better. We don't want a barrier to testing that sort of stuff. We don't want you to get money like work. We just want to have it all there for you. Are you guys working on the second module yet? We've have had stuff done for it in the past. You might have seen some gun renders. I believe John and Deblug 15 showed off like the SWAT guy. And you even saw some of the shooting mechanics in the February video we put up, the crime and punishment one. In terms of who, like if we're working on it right now, I don't actually know myself because I know that at least for the guys in the office, we're all really trying hard to grind out the remaining task on module one. That's kind of the emphasis right now, just because of how close we are. It's possible some of our remote guys are currently working on it though, but I know that we do have gun models. We have like an early version of shooting, and we have some gear like some costume stuff. So there has been progress made on the SWAT module for sure. Oh, that's a good question. Why does testing take longer than programming? For some things, sometimes when you fix a bug, you might spawn a few others, and it might involve you actually refactoring some of the system. So kind of like rewriting code just so it's compatible. And sometimes arriving at like the proper solution can take a very long time. Not only that, when you fix a bug, you might have to run through the entire system again if it was a critical change to see if even the slightest thing was altered and it messed something up. So especially when you're testing for edge cases, I don't know the specifics as to what Cyber is working on with the housing system, but I know that I've peered over my computer screen a few times and I just see a bajillion blueprints. Blueprint is kind of like the system. I shouldn't say system for this. It's kind of like how you code in Unreal. You can also use C++, but blueprints is kind of like this. You drag these. I can't even explain it right. I would prefer a programmer to, but Google Unreal Engine blueprints, and there's just it's crazy how much stuff goes into the housing system alone. And Cyber was working on the inventory. That was pretty hefty as well. Hey, that does kind of look like Goku's. Well, it has like the same color style. I like that. It's a good suggestion, Cyber.
It is the exact colors.
Keep it, dude. So I have a Super Saiyan female Goku thing. Yes, we'll be adding a shooting range to the basement of the police station, not right when town square's out, but it's one of the things you want to get out shortly after. In fact, I will link you a clip about this. When will the shooting range be accessible? That was the question. I'll throw it into the Twitch chat. I think John was there for that. Police will not be able to raid people's houses. It's just a design decision where we want your apartment or your house to be kind of like your safe haven. Um, it's just it would also be kind of complicated allowing police and criminals and just people being able to barge in when you can still like move furniture around, and it would get kind of crazy. But that being said, if you're on the run from the cops, it's going to be kind of difficult to get back to your safe haven, so to speak. I don't know if this was decided upon yet, but you might not even be able to get into your apartment or house if you're stressed or if you are wanted. I need to double check on that. But the fact of the matter is that at least just when nothing is currently happening, you're just playing the game without any sort of violent conflicts. You can just go back to your house and chill. You can actually get a hydroponic station for your apartment and things like that. Hydroponic tables. Let me send you a link in the description. So you could like make marijuana at home and still be not afraid of getting arrested because you'd be safe in your house. Just skimming over that clip about the hydroponic station. Yeah, you can have one in your house. I don't think you'll see it in town square though, but as you've seen in the past on our gameplay streams, we'll be able to interact with some drugs. Uh, should be cool. Uh, all right, this is a really old clip, so old that we were still uh, playing with the community for CSGO. But here's the developer's response about being able to, or not being able to break into other people's houses. Oh, Cyber. Nice, dude. Thanks for, did you just check with Motown for that? Oh, nice. E. Okay, I fell behind on the Twitch chat. Let me scroll back up. What did I miss? I knew there's something I wanted to answer. I swear I will find this. Perhaps. Perhaps there wasn't something else. The hoodie reminds you a lot of Zoe's from Left 4 Dead. It does kind of, with like the pink color. I could see that. Would you be able to customize guns? Let me find some clips about weapon attachments because we have talked about this in the past. So we have, this is from November 9th. If I recall correctly, the only things that we do not want to include are scopes that go really far and silencers. Everything else could be fair game. But check the clip because it's always better to hear it from the dev than me. But I'm pretty sure that that's what we decided on. Mostly because we don't want people like silently picking other people off from really far away. That would not be very fun. In terms of like weapon skins, let me look through my. Oh, there's another question. Can we design the looks of our guns? I'll throw this in. I actually don't remember what the answer was, so take a look when you have the chance and we'll see what they decided on. Cool. In terms of multiple language options, for the modules, unfortunately, they're only going to be in English just because we need to devote like all of our resources into actually creating the modules first before we translate it. It's kind of like, as John put it, we want to build the game first before translating it. But in the full game, we will definitely have as many language options as we can get our hands on. So the client will be translated. So you'll be able to see things in your native language pretty much. Like German has a huge RP community. So rest assured we'll have the German language available in the first, in the full game, sorry. But for Town Square, it'll just be in English. Still, that being said, you can join your friends, like you can join off of your friend list for Town Square and kind of make a like makeshift server that just has people that you kind of uh well just your buddies, and if you all happen to speak the same language you can kind of like make a temporary differently language server. But yeah, it's simply because we want to put our resources into building it first and getting the modules out. We know how important it is to have different language options. Like we have a lot of people who work around the globe on identity, so we understand the importance. In terms of how long it will take to make module 2, we've actually had this addressed on stream previously, and the answer was that it won't take anywhere near as long to create as module 1 because Town Square involves a lot of foundation laying. There are a lot of systems that we can build off of for the future when they're complete in Town Square. So I would say for SWAT, I mean, you even got to see a bit of an early version of the shooting in the February trailer. I can't really give an ETA, but it won't take anywhere near as long as Town Square. We did get a fair amount of feedback on the driving that you saw in the Crime and Punishment gameplay video. And we feel that maybe implementing really good driving mechanics might take a bit longer. So Module 3 might take longer than Module 2, but we still believe that the modules won't, like 2 and 3 won't be anywhere near as long as Town Square, as Town Square has actually been redesigned. I think this is our third redesign. The standards have changed throughout the years, and it's taken well, it's taken quite a while to say the least. But I'm impressed with what the team has come up with. It does look like just the visuals of Town Square are really, really nice in my opinion, and the features look like a lot of fun too. I'm actually super pumped to get my apartment customized and see what other people come up with. As well as karaoke, that's going to be silly. Oh gosh. And the hack me sign. The hack me sign is like really fun for some reason. So there's this little sign that says like town square is under construction or something in around like one of the construction areas, and it says please don't hack me, and you can like use whatever message you want, provided it's standard alphanumeric characters. If you try and type in the Lenny face, I tried this myself recently, you will only get the brackets, like so the left bracket, right bracket, you won't get anything inside, but you can do a lot of cool messages. You can still get a lot of really cool like emoji faces, um, as long as it just uses like a standard character set, no weird symbols, and it'll be displayed to everyone else for I think either 5 or 10 minutes. So that could be a really good thing or a really bad thing. Yes, there will be 3 modules. We have Town Square, which is the social module. We have SWAT, which will be the module that focuses on weapon mechanics and the interactions between criminals and law enforcement. Then we will have the racing module, which will fairly self-explanatory, allow you to race against other players. It'll give you a handle on the vehicle mechanics. Um, why Unreal Engine and not another one? Let me take a look. Do I not have this? Oh, I swear I had this recorded. Hmm, that's a good question. I mean, I should have this written down somewhere. I might, but I'll write your question down about Unreal. Don't want to mispronounce your name. Pima, sorry. Oh no, sorry, the wrong person. Picard is HD. What am I saying? I can't read today. Hmm. Unity experience. That'd be interesting to ask. Um, I can toss that to the boss too. Try and get these answered for next stream on Thursday. In terms of what kind of cars will be in the game, you can already see a few of them on the shop page. In fact, I believe in devblog 9, this is a while back now, but we did have art of the motorcycles. 1 second. So you do get to see the rusted car concept art, the old dirt bike, and the used motorcycle. Let me throw that into the Twitch chat. Uh, but in terms of like a comprehensive list of what will be in the game, not too sure yet. The racing module, like we'll probably decide more of this as we approach it, but right now we're just so focused and emphasizing Town Square because it's so close to being done that the developers haven't even had much time to address questions outside of that module. But I'll definitely try and get you an answer when I can. But for now, on the shop, we do have the sports car, we have the rusted car, old dirt bike, used motorcycle, and am I missing anything? Hmm. There'll also be bicycles in the game too, which will be good. They should be cheap alternatives to getting around. Yeah, I think that's all we have on the shop right now. Chicken or fish? Chicken can go with anything, but fish is great if you want your omega 6s, I believe.
Chicken or fish? I was like zoned out, and all I come in is chicken and fish. Oh.
What would you prefer, Mark?
I thought you were talking about the game, and then,
No,
and then all of a sudden, what am I going to have for dinner? Chicken or fish?
uh, um, about VR support, we have had this question asked a few times. I'll get one of the clips from the past. Are there any plans for VR support? This was asked back in January 18th, and I'll let you hear the developer's response. From what I know, it would be really cool to implement, but we really don't have any plans for that at the moment, at least like concrete, confirmed, solidified plans. We think it's really cool. VR, it's just for most VR games, they're built with a ground up with VR in mind, as in like you want to have, I think, for both eyeballs, like 90 FPS or something like that, and you need high refresh rates so you don't get nauseous. That being said, there are some areas in the game that could work well, like the cinema in your apartment with VR. It's something we can explore, but we can't promise anything at this time. And whoa, that jacket looks trippy with those green buttons or coat.
You know, just gonna leave it like that. It's gonna be.
Like gemstones, man. Looks like the coat of a final boss somewhere.
Yeah, I'll fix it up. It's getting.
So what can we do in module one besides karaoke and designing our house? I think Light had a pretty good answer, but I will also go through the usual rundown we do. So you'll be able to create your character, customize your apartment, as you mentioned, karaoke, as you mentioned as well, but there'll also be chess. You can do the hack me sign stuff. So there's a public sign that you can kind of hijack and write whatever you want. Please have, nice responses. Don't say anything crazy, but basically there'll be a cooldown. So if you write something, someone else can't hijack it for like 5 or 10 minutes. Same thing with a graffiti wall. You'll be able to draw something and it'll be on display for everyone. You can draw on a canvas as well, submit it to the art gallery and have people look at your art. Same thing with books. You can write your own books, put them into the library and have other people read them. You can do small interactions like flip a coin into the fountain in the center of town square. You can try out some substances. I don't know how many will be included, but I think in devlog 17, John might have mentioned that you won't be able, I mean, you won't have to experience town square completely sober. You'll be able to do things like in the previous gameplay stream, I believe we had marijuana working. So it will change like some visual aspects of your character. Should be interesting. Then, what am I missing? There's the cinema, so you can go and watch public domain movies, which is pretty interesting. You will be able to mute others if they're being a nuisance and also turn them invisible, which is unique because some people might just jump up and down in front of the screen. But yeah, these are real movies, and it'll be interesting to see people's reactions to these old films because standards have definitely changed. So you might get some funny reactions with the crowd for that. Mm, I can't really I don't think there's anything else on the top of my head, but in the future, shortly after Town Square comes out, we want to get the shooting range in and we want to get pool playable, like billiards, sorry. We also would like to get the first musical instrument we want to add is the piano. So we will get a piano into the game at some point. And basically, Town Square is all about social interaction. It'll give you an idea for some of the kinds of social interactions you'll see in the full game of Identity. You will also be able to really express yourself with a bunch of the user-generated content. And yeah, should be neat. You also have like, emotes and things like that you can do. We're definitely like we've been focusing more can't speak today. We've been focusing more on programming for the last little while because all of the integral art tasks for Town Square have been completed for a while. And John is always in the pursuit of bringing on more talented and passionate and just all around awesome programmers on the team. A few devlogs ago, he did mention that he acquired, I think we had like more than double join our team. I don't even think I've met them yet. I think they might all be remote. Well, they have to be, yeah. What am I saying? But yeah, the shift is definitely towards programming right now. I know we get this question a lot in terms of like, why are you guys still doing art stuff when you should be focusing on programming? We are. It's just the art guys will still be given tasks so they can do stuff for us later. Like we will be updating Town Square as time goes on to include even more clothing, more features, things like that. And
It's
yeah.
never ending.
As the old saying goes, an
It
idle land,
it will
devil's playground.
yeah, it will go on forever. There will always be something to make, some new stuff.
How many alphanumeric characters on the sign? I was able to get brackets in, so the left and right one. I thought those might not work, but they do. Standard characters, A to Z. Sorry, I'm Canadian. A to Z. Numbers, and I want to see if I can put on like I don't know about tildes, but I might be able to hop on before work is over and check it out. Uh, yeah, it's 4:46 already. We got about 14 minutes left to go. Ooh. What did I miss something? Will you wake up at the same place you died, or will you spawn in your apartment if you die? Let me search through this. Uh, I know I asked Motown about this. Respawn. This was asked March 15th. Where do you respawn when you die? Can you set the location? Hopefully this answers your question. I believe it's like you can set certain areas, like your last quote unquote bind location or bound location. I'm not too sure of the semantics, how you call it in other games, but you can set your apartment as one of the places you can respawn as. Oh, how many characters can you fit on the sign? There are a number of rows. I think each row will say like you can fit 20 characters in, and there are about 7 or 8 rows. It is a lot of fun just to mess around. I don't know if it's just because it's my maturity, but just seeing silly things on the sign that everyone else has to is I just laugh too much. Like it's not even like if you think about it, it's not even that big of a deal in terms of just functionality wise, but it's so when you get the chance to actually type something you want on the sign. Because in a server with 50 people, it might be hard to get your spot on there. Yeah, this code is looking pretty darn nice. It's like with the gold and the brown, it's kind of steampunky to me. Okay, now we're going purpley, violety.
Yeah,
It's cool.
yeah. Throw in some different variety.
Hey. I think we used to have a page for Steam on Greenlight like a bajillion years ago. Like, can I even find it still? Um, right now, the game is on Steam internally. Like, I can hop on it right now, but it's not something that the public can see. You have to be specifically chosen by the devs to have access to it. But that's how we've been playing it and testing it. How far away will Module 2 be from 1 in terms of time? It will not take anywhere near as long as Town Square, because Town Square involves like us setting up the foundation for the rest of the game. It's not even like, yes, we're including features like such as, character creation, apartment customization, things like that. But it's also like just the basic stuff too, like getting movement down pat, making sure the animations work and things like that. Because when all that is good to go for Town Square, it'll be very easy to build upon. Like having the inventory system good, like that will help us tremendously when we're venturing onto SWAT and having guns in your inventory and things like that. So as for how long exactly, I don't have an ETA, but I have been told it won't take anywhere near as long. Sure, Iron Wolf, what's your question? I'll try and help you out for the shop. I think Steam did away with Greenlight as well, actually. I don't know if they still have that service. Yeah, Nightbot doesn't have too many commands. We use it for raffles every now and then. Apart from that, I'll just give you some information about general stuff. Sometimes it's nasty though and deletes people's messages when it shouldn't. Uh, that's an interesting question, Iron Wolf. And honestly, a lot of people have the same, like they share the same sentiment. They want the car over the bikes. And let me list you some clips, because I know we've had a few comparisons. So this is from the first day I ever recorded the streams. So these guys are playing CS:GO with the fans, but we have a rusted bike. No, what first? We have a rusted car versus motorbike comparison here, where I ask about the what are the benefits and the drawbacks to either. And then later on, I think a few days later, on October 19th, we have the same thing asked again. So check these out. Basically, as I recall, John said that the bikes will still overall be better than the rusted car. The rusted car is cool because you can have multiple people in it, but it's going to be slow and just not be like, I don't know about the handling, but it just won't be fast at all. The bikes will be better for that sort of thing. In terms of going from one tier to the other, if you upgrade to a tier, you will only get the stuff that's listed in that tier. So you are correct. If you hop up from, say, a motorist to a homeowner, you will lose the rusted car, but you'll gain the old dirt bike. In the future, however, when we do get our new shop up and ready to go, well, it's pretty much, we're just waiting on a technology partner before throwing it up. But when we do get our new shop up, you will be able to buy items individually. So for example, if you really want that bike, you can upgrade now. And then later on, if you also want a rusted car, you can buy that individually. The way it works is that when we do have our new shop up, you will see the same pledge rewards as you do right now for 1 week. Everything you see right now will be the same contents and prices as they are for 1 week after the new shop is up. Then they will go away. Also, when the new shop is up, you'll be able to purchase items individually. So there will be some things like you can get a rusted car by itself. That will help for people that really want a vehicle that seats multiple people in the early days of the game, like right off the bat. But as I said, after 1 week, the pledges, like the packages, will disappear, and it will only remain the individual items. It's always kind of a mouthful to explain, but the TLDR is that yes, you can buy a rusted car and add it on to what you have already in the hauling though. You get a trunk. You can carry more. Actually, I asked John about storage for motorcycles just today, like before I went live, and he said motorcycles will have very small inventory space, maybe just to fit one or two items. They aren't built for that. They're more for getting you around quickly. So yeah, you are correct. The rusted car will likely and should have a greater storage space because it has a trunk. So there are perks to both, but you will be able to get one separately in the future if you so choose. For me, like I really want the old dirt bike. You're looking at the package that I want the most because I'm just big into exploring an open, well, not open world, I should say, but any game with a big world map or just maps in general. I shouldn't even call it a world map. I just love exploring. be it Dead Island or Assassin's Creed, I just like roaming around, seeing what's out there. And the old dirt bike will allow you to off-road pretty well, so I won't be super restricted to the roads. Is a house just for storing stuff? You can store things. It's where all of your furniture will go, of course. You won't walk around with all that in your inventory. Houses will be valuable. Like in the full game, houses are different from apartments, insofar as if you buy a house, someone else can't buy that same house. For apartments, if you buy an apartment, someone else can buy the same floor plan with the same look and even have it in the same building because they're instanced and you'll take an elevator up to get to them. In town square for apartments, everyone will take the same elevator and go up to similar floors. Um, and when you go inside your particular apartment, you can choose people to follow you in, but it's just how we manage to cram all these apartments and people into the same building. There's certain instance components of it that allow you to not overlap, in some ways and overlap properly in others. But for houses, if you buy house A on server A, you own that house. No one else can have anything in that spot. So that's why houses are intrinsically valuable, because they're property on the server land that once you have, no one else can have. Oh, for apartments, um, apartments are like the penthouse is extremely good looking, as you saw in the recent devlog. It's expensive, and if you have a penthouse, someone else has a penthouse, you can have them in the same building. Uh, so it should be fine. You can have an unlimited, like you can fit an unlimited number of apartments in a particular apartment building. That's how it'll work for Town Square. Um, it's houses in the full game that are really special because they have exclusive property. Do you need to rest? Let me summon my Twitch clips. I don't believe you need to sleep in Identity. Does sleeping do anything? This was asked fairly recently, June 14th. I'll throw it in the chat. If you don't have a house for apartment, I believe you start off with a hotel room, which is like super tiny. You can't really customize it. You can lay down on like certain objects and you can sit on benches and things like that, but you won't really need to sleep, as far as I'm aware. Can you shower? There will be an animation for it. Let me search shower. Can you interact with the bath shower in your apartment? This was asked and answered March 22nd. Ah, hey, Kane, I didn't even see you there. How's it going? Let me throw in the other one. So the answer was there will be animations for you to interact with that stuff, like your shower, but I don't think it'll do anything. I think I missed some questions. It's 4:58. I'll try and answer a few more, and then we will get out of here. Mosey on out for the day. Yes. We don't really have a specific date we can give out just yet. This is in regard to your question, Pepperson, but I believe Kane already answered you. We are down to our final and testing task, and we will definitely update the community. No, we will update the community with more the moment I receive news that I can share. It is a very exciting time because it's just one more task. We are close. All comes down to how well we can finish testing the housing system. Yes, we usually have streams every Tuesday and Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We usually have art people on. Sometimes we'll do gameplay streams. If we do one, it will be advertised. You will know it's a gameplay stream. And I'll switch the title of the stream right now. I always have no gameplay today just to let people know for certain that they don't, expect something that doesn't happen. Um, pardon me. Is it worth it to start? Sorry. Is it worth it to start with an apartment? In Town Square, everyone will be given a studio apartment just so they have something to test out stuff in. It would not be fun if they had to purchase their way to try out an apartment like with real money in the module. But if you do not have an apartment from the store page, you won't have one in the full game. So everyone does get one in Town Square. It's pretty small, but it'll let you still try out some of the features involved with it. Um, Starting with an apartment, one of the perks from getting one from the shop is that you can claim it in multiple servers. At the very least, any of the official servers might give some private servers the ability to toggle on and off purchases from the shop. But as of now, we can at least say that if you own, let's say, it's a luxury one bedroom apartment. You go on server A, you claim it, then you decide to play on server B because server A is full someday or your friends are B. You can also claim it again. It won't look the exact same, like your inventory won't transfer over, but you'll still be able to get a luxury one bedroom apartment right off the bat the moment you go into server B. So that's kind of the perk for having it on the shop. But I do hear your point. It's not necessary for gameplay. A lot of people do like spending hours customizing their apartment and having coners and things like that. But to some, it doesn't interest them at all, and it's not necessary to Identity's integral gameplay. So if you do focus on business, making money, functionality, as you say, you may not even need an apartment. My recommendation would be to see how it is in Town Square with the studio apartment, see if you like it, and if it's not something you want to pursue, no worries. Understandable. Ooh. Yeah, Cyber's a big league player, by the way. Oh my gosh, it's 5:01. Okay. Well, that about brings us to time, and I will start off with the ending salutations. First of all, thank you to Mark for doing this cool stuff with the jackets and this cool little, what is this called? Is this a goth trench coat, I believe?
The Gothic trench coat.
Awesome. Thanks again, Mark, because it's really great seeing some of the stuff behind the scenes. You guys are working in Unreal, seeing this stuff, and it is, pardon the pun, unreal to see this. So
Yeah, no
thanks
problem.
again.
Thanks, guys.
It's always fun. Thank you to the moderators for showing up to answer questions and keep stuff civil, as well as Cyber, our programmer who's currently working on the housing system. Thanks so much, dude, for popping in to help answer some questions. Jade is here too, our legendary streamer. I mean, all of us are legendary, but Jade himself has streamed like sometimes 8 hours a day just working, 9, 10. This man puts in the hours for stuff. So thanks for stopping by, Jade. Maybe get you. Yeah, I think I asked you today if you could stream Thursday. I'll have to check my planner, but I believe you guys will be seeing Jade Thursday, if I recall correctly. We do stream from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time usually. If plans change, we'll let you know, but that's usually the slot that we're on. You bullies me to stream. People love you, dude. You have such a fan base. And yeah, I think that's about it. Last question is, will the Town Square module allow people to host their own servers? For Town Square particularly, it's only going to be official servers. When we hit the full game, people will be able to run private servers. But yeah, just for Town Square, it'll be official stuff. So yeah, thanks so much for swinging by. If there's any new news, I'll definitely let you guys know. Apart from that, if there's any questions that didn't get answered, shoot them my way. Beach ball on the Identity forums or on the Discord, or even you can whisper this channel right here, Identity RPG. Get your questions forwarded to me, and I'll try and forward them to the devs, and I'll answer them next stream most likely. So thanks again. Yeah, okay, just thought. I thought you said that in a different manner, Jade. But yeah, thanks again, and we will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day, and stay safe out there. And yeah, we can stop streaming, Mark.